growing up in Alaska was like growing up in a different time, and in some cases, like a different world. As I've gotten older, and I actually can relate to guys like you in a lot of cases more than I relate to people born and raised in the lower 48, because in some cases, other parts of the world are still developing, right? So I've always thought of Alaska as a still developing country. Yes, technically it's a state. It was the 49th state. It didn't become a state until 1959, right? And it was a big deal. It still is, but there's still to this day less than 1 million people that reside there permanently, right? And again, considering the fact that it's 6 times the size of Texas, approximately, that is a lot of space with very few people. So I grew up in a world where infrastructure was and still is being developed. We didn't have, downtown shopping centers. You had Anchorage, and then you had Wasilla, which was kind of like they call this the Valley Kids or the Bush Kids over there. It was like a wannabe. You had a Cars, which is now a Safeway. That was the big shopping center in Wasilla, right? Fast forward, 20 something years later, they have the Costco's, they have the Walmarts, things like that.
But back in the days to ship stuff out there.
Yeah, man, it was a different world. And gravel roads, our family would team up with other families and they'd make a monthly trip. The moms would get together and make a monthly trip to Anchorage to go bulk up on groceries. We grew up subsistence, hunting, fishing, all of the things that you would imagine, which is what drew my parents up there, right? Like, let's be honest, my dad was born in Minnesota, but he was captivated with the last frontier. I want to go explore. I want to go see something that is hard to find, in the 1970s in the world. And then my mom, for her, it was the military. And then for me, being born and raised there, I just didn't know any different. But small town culture, I think, actually is a really, really valuable skill set if you at least appreciate it, looking back. It allows for the understanding and I guess the value system of people over stuff.
Right.
Can also get you in trouble because in some cases, you don't know how valuable the stuff you have is in certain contexts. And that can be challenging sometimes when you're negotiating.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't know you're wearing a Rolex. You just know it keeps time. Oh, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
The other guy's like, that's a Rolex.
Yeah.
I'm going to go use it as collateral and leverage, right? So things like that were missing from my childhood.
Waking up to success. Now we getting it started. This is the real grind. Everything you've been wanting. Building an empire, no question. Talking about real estate, investing, making the millions. No stopping while we sip on gourmet coffee. The real grind. This is the real grind. Let's go.